Today was an interesting day. Just like back and forth feeling is kind of really destabilizing. I'm so frustrated with the healthcare system right now that it makes me want to lose my mind. I've never seen a system that is so set up for you to fail than it is to help you. Like, I don't understand it. And when you feel like you have nowhere to go, when you have like passive suicidal ideation and you've had it your whole life, it's like immediately where your head goes. I want to get out of here. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to feel this. You know? I'm really tired of my mind. And some days I feel fairly strong, and today I just don't. I don't feel strong today. I ended up leaving group early because I was triggered and wasn't feeling all that great, and then I got on the phone with my insurance company, who's supposed to pay me out for my 403B so that I can survive and make it through this situation. And I've spent 4 weeks getting my bank account into a position where they can do that. And I've been trying for the last 4 days to, do everything they've asked me to do and set up my bank account the way they need it set up and all this other stuff. And it's just not good enough. Feels like it's never good enough. And that is a feeling I know very well, because I felt that all the time from my mom. Not being good enough, not fitting the mold, not making her look like, her children are fully functional and, all that stuff. And so, therefore, we become, like, useless in her life. And when that is the person who is supposed to take care of you when you're a child, and they didn't do that, and then they still continue to not be there, it just rehashes all that old shit that you feel. The system's set up to help you fail, not help you. And I'm just really tired of that today. Tired of setting goals to take care of these things, and then the other person, people, company, whatever you want to call it, doesn't do what they're supposed to do. So, I had some passive suicidal ideations earlier today. I'm still kind of feeling them. People don't talk about passive suicidal ideation. It's when it's always there. You don't remember it not ever being there. A lot of times, people with suicidal ideation had suicide attempts when they were small children. I had 2 of them. Once when I was about 3, and once when I was about 6. And then had another suicide attempt when I was like 18 or 19. It just goes to show you how having no support can really kind of fuck with your head. I don't want to say no support because that's wrong. I do have support, but this animosity between me and my family takes a toll sometimes. And because, you know, in a normal family, your mother and father would be there for you if you were struggling. But in my case, they just want me gone. They want me away from them. They don't want to deal with me at all. You know, I'm sorry. It sucks that I'm this way. How do you think it makes me feel, you know, to live in my own head? I think kind of started this feeling when we were doing like an activity in group today. And really the thing that popped out at me while we were doing that, we were supposed to draw a picture, something that symbolized us, and then put our emotions on it. The first thing that popped into my head was to draw a vagina. Because, like, that's what value I have had. You know? I drew water instead. And I had waves in there with really hard emotions that kind of just pop up and hit you. And on the surface of the water, I was something completely different. I was whatever I needed to look like to the outside world. Don't actually feel any of those things. I don't feel like positive emotions most of the time. So I just show them outwardly, even though I'm horribly struggling inside, so that I can fit into society as much as possible, because I don't fit into society. Tired of feeling kind of alone in my mind. I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm sure I'll probably feel better tomorrow, but right now I'm not feeling so hot. And I think I'm just incredibly hurt that the system is failing me right now. It's gotten to a point where I'm probably gonna have to go to a food bank, which I've never had to do before. I can't pay my rent. They deferred my car payment until April, so I've got that, but The bills just keep rolling in and there's no money coming. And it's not like I haven't tried to make that happen. I just am against a culture of, money. And that's the culture I was born into, was money. Making money off of you. And I feel re-victimized in a way because nobody fucking cares. Not the outside world. They don't care. They just keep going on about their day while you're fucking falling apart. And then when you try to talk to them about that, you're overly emotional because you've been pushed to that breaking point over and over and over again. And then you start questioning why it's even worth it anymore. To keep fighting against something that you'll never win at. I'm sure this is, some all or nothing thinking, very black and white thinking right now, but that's typically what I go to when I'm in survival mode. So I need to get out of my fight or flight feeling right now. Which is really hard to do when you feel like you have to be in fight or flight because you don't have the things you need to live. Spent my last $7 on medication. And then I'll be talking to the NP that's overseeing my meds, and she'll ask me what I eat, and I'll tell her what I eat. And she's like, well, that's not very good for you. You should be eating more, protein-rich diet and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know what? I can only afford ramen. That's what I'm eating every fucking day, I'm down to ramen and peanut butter and jelly. That's what I got. It just makes you feel like a piece of shit. And they want me to go back to work in another week or two. And they haven't paid me. And I can't get this 403B money like I thought I was going to be able to, because apparently my bank is, they're pinging the account, and the account isn't coming back valid, which it's been an account that's been open for 20 years. Nobody else has had a problem pinging that account. Yeah. Just makes you want to quit. It's kind of hard to just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. It gets exhausting, and you just don't want to do it anymore. It's funny when they ask me all the suicide questions or homicide questions when you go over there. And most of the time when they ask me, it's like, do you have suicidal? Yeah, I have suicidal ideation. I've had it since I was a child. It waxes and wanes, but it's always there. You know, I don't think people realize what that's like. You know, something happens and your first immediate thought is to kill yourself. So you don't have to feel it, so you don't have to deal with it, because you've already dealt and felt so much that you just feel like you don't have the capacity anymore to feel anything else. And they wonder why people get hooked on drugs, why people actually kill themselves. It's seen in society as a very selfish move. But let me tell you, those people who do that, they are not being selfish. They're being selfless. They feel that they're being selfless by taking themselves out of the equation and hopefully bringing more peace with them being gone. I think about that all the time. I think about that every day. It takes great effort for me to stay alive, to keep going, even when I'm on autopilot. And sometimes the idea of autopilot sounds more appealing because it doesn't hurt there. And it sure hurts where I'm at right now. I don't think I'm unique in this feeling. I know there's other people that felt like this, feel like this, or I got a family that have felt like this or feel like this. I just wish that my first response wasn't to kill myself every single time something goes bad. Of course, I'll never do that, because I would be harming my children. So I just stay here. I just stay here and I go second to second, minute to minute, sometimes hour by hour. And yet these people basically destroyed me. Move on with their life like nothing happened. They enjoy their life like nothing happened. And you're the one that's stuck with it all. Every terrible thing that was done to you that was completely out of your control. And I'm going to be stuck with that for the rest of my life because of other people's decisions. It makes me feel like trash. That I'm just trash. I have no value or worth. I know it's very black or white thinking, and I'm not really seeing the gray right now. I know the gray's there, but I'm having a difficult time today, kind of looking at life that way. I just want to be okay. feels insurmountable sometimes. I don't have much else to say. I'm fairly pissed off and upset today, and I came home early from group because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I needed space from it. I'm sure my insurance will probably kick that back and be like, oh, she only went for half a day. She's gonna have to pay that bill on her own. Don't take into consideration that people are trying their hardest, you know? And sometimes that's just not up to societal standards. So you just get swept under the rug and forgotten about. Makes you feel very useless and of very little value. I don't even know anymore. Just get through today, I guess. Start tomorrow new.